It all started with breakfast, specifically what you put on it. Former President Trump slapped new tariffs on Canadian goods lumber and, shockingly, maple syrup. Maple syrup. That's basically Canada's liquid flag. Instead of the usual diplomatic back and forth, Canada's new Prime Minister Dana Chararma went bold. Canada closed the Alaska Highway to all U.S. commercial traffic. That's the only major land route connecting Alaska to the rest of the U.S. Imagine your neighbor building a wall because you complained about their music. Except now, an entire state is cut off. For Alaska, this road is everything. Food, supplies, Amazon packages, you name it. Canada just snipped the umbilical cord. The message mess with our syrup will mess with your supply chain. The U.S. was thrown into chaos. How could Canada, the nice neighbor, do this? The syrup showdown, as the media called it, escalated fast. What started as a trade spat became a full-blown international crisis. Alaska was suddenly isolated, wondering where its next shipment of everything would come from. The world watched as a fight over pancakes turned into a logistical nightmare. The highway closure wasn't just a political move, it was a shock to the system. The U.S. scrambled for solutions, but the damage was done. Canada's move was unprecedented, and the consequences were immediate. The friendly border had become a battleground. The crisis was no longer about tariffs, it was about survival. And Alaska was caught in the crossfire. For Alaskans, the highway closure was a gut punch. Trucks stopped coming, store shelves emptied, prices soared, shipping by sea or air was slow and expensive, milk cost more than wine. The highway wasn't just for big companies, it was a lifeline for families, tourists, and small businesses. Canadian towns along the route suffered too, no American travelers, no business. The Alcan, once a symbol of connection, now divided two nations. The silence on the road was eerie, a reminder of how quickly friendship can turn to friction. Alaskans are tough, but being cut off felt different, vulnerable, forgotten. It's one thing to choose remote living, it's another to be forced into it by politics. The crisis exposed how fragile our connections really are. A politician's signature had stranded an entire state. The psychological toll was as real as the economic one. Alaska was left waiting, isolated and uncertain. The Alaska Highway was built in 1942, during World War II, to defend North America. The U.S. and Canada joined forces, carving a 1,500-mile road through brutal wilderness in under a year. It was a symbol of unity, built for mutual defense. After the war, it became a vital economic and cultural link. Families, adventurers, and truckers all relied on it. The road that once united two nations now divided them. A project born from alliance had become a pawn in a trade dispute. The spirit of cooperation that built the highway was replaced by political posturing. The highway stood silent, a monument to a friendship now cracking. It was a casualty of a new kind of war, tariffs, not tanks. The irony was bitter. What was built to protect now isolated. The lesson, even the strongest bonds can break under pressure. The road's closure was a warning from history. As soon as the barricades went up, the lawyers jumped in. The U.S. cited treaties arguing Canada couldn't close a critical route. Canada countered with sovereignty and self-defense. Legal arguments flew, but ordinary people paid the price. For Alaskans, legal debates didn't matter. Groceries doubled in price. For Canadian businesses, customers vanished overnight. The crisis revealed a gap between political games and real lives. Decades of trust eroded with every day the road stayed closed. This wasn't just a legal or economic crisis, it was a crisis of friendship. And the human cost kept rising. June 21, 2025. The Alaska Highway is still closed. The syrup showdown is now a bitter stalemate, no longer just about tariffs but pride and politics. The crisis is a wake-up call. Our nations are deeply connected. The solution isn't more threats or legal battles, it's dialogue. Leaders need to talk, not fight, and find a way to reopen the highway. Diplomacy is hard work, but it's essential. Our shared history and values demand smarter decisions. The empty highway is a stark reminder of what's at stake. The U.S. and Canada are more than trading partners, they're family. It's time to sit down, maybe over pancakes and syrup, and fix this before it gets worse. The road back to friendship starts with a conversation.